welcome to Everything Sparkle. I'd like to thank Ron for Next Level Printing. He always does amazing graphics, and we haven't thanked him for a while. But when you see those posters sharing each week's guests, that's his genius. I'd like to thank Aubrey Danielle, my cousin, whose vocals you hear every time. And I would like to thank Michelle Price, Jack Robinson, Chris Mackey, and Susie Garcia for coming through for me on the products I need when my car was badly burglarized over the weekend and the convertible top was ripped off and everything was taken. So thank you so much for coming through for me and giving me my makeup, deodorant, and everything that I needed to get by these past few days. I have a great lineup today. Amazing people, very different. I've never had anyone quite like this before. But I'm very pleased to introduce Caroline from the Metal Mark. Caroline. Hi. Okay, so rock climbing. When did you get into that?
I've actually done it a little bit. I'm from Illinois originally, but I did a little bit as a guide in Wisconsin. But pretty much when I moved out here was the first time I've really got into rock climbing when I started working at Metal Mark, pretty much. So I started working there and I hardly knew anything. I just smiled and nodded until I understood the language and how to climb, and so I just kind of learned it like the rest of our members at that time.
How long have you been at Metal Mark?
In August it'll be 4 years.
And then how long did it take you to get to the level you're at right now?
It's, I would say, a couple months.
Really?
It takes to build this necessary foundation of strength, and then after that it's just pretty much developing your technique and just trying everything. So I feel like the only way to get better is just to climb. Other people have different opinions, but...
Were you ever afraid of heights?
Oh yeah, I still am. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was super embarrassing because
my god.
I'm terrified of heights, and I picture my death every time I'm on the wall, which is really morbid, but...
Really?
Yeah.
And you climb outside as well?
I did, yeah. I go probably once or twice a year, but rope climbing is still really terrifying, which is why I didn't do it much back home, but it's... So I understand completely for people who are just terrified of climbing. It's just... It took me a long time. It's like you just kind of push the panic down and get used to it. So I bouldered a lot. I did the shorter climbing for like 3 solid months, and then I started rope climbing and eventually got used to it.
Have you mastered every level of climbing?
No.
So what level are you at, pretty much? Explain a little bit the difference of the levels for people who have never climbed before.
Well, it's different inside and outdoors, because outdoors it's dependent on whoever climbed it first and said this is how hard this is, and they might be a super strong climber, and some novice climber attempting it might be the hardest thing they've ever done. But generally it goes on this, for the Yosemite decimal system, it goes on the scale of 5 point and then a number. And so in the gym, which doesn't translate to outside, but in the gym I've been able to climb a 512B without falling. And so outdoors though, I would probably be like a 10A climber. So a 510A climber. So it's drastically different depending on where you go in the world and which gym you even go to, because all of it is very different.
So people look at you though as the guide, as like one of the most experienced climbers they have, right? You teach children.
They shouldn't. I do teach children because they sometimes listen to me. But I like teaching because I knew exactly what it was like to be in that position of being a novice or being an amateur or being scared. Right. And I like seeing how far I've come, even if it's only been 4 years. Some people climb their whole lives, and it's really cool because it's something you could do for the rest of your life. And, you know, some people aren't in it to be a professional. They're just in it because it's a cool hobby and it helps them pass time, or it's the one sport they're good at. And so, you know, kids are fun because a lot of times parents are just like, do something with them, and they're natural born climbers, so it's fun to hang out with them.
Were you really athletic growing up?
Yes. Yeah, we played outside a lot. I did track and cross country, but it's hard to tell because I went to a small school, so I wasn't sure if I made the team because I was good or because there was nobody else. So I'm built athletic and I'm good at like lifting stuff, but
So you notice you just get stronger and stronger every time you got to the higher and higher level of climbing. You just got stronger in every aspect of everything else.
There's different types of climbing. There's some people who are really good at just yanking on stuff and pulling up and not using their legs at all. Some people are really have a lot of upper body strength, like our friend Victor, and he's really burly and strong. And there's some people like myself who I'm very strong, but I'm really good at positioning my body a certain way, which gives me a better advantage at certain types of climbing. Because some climbing you're upside down, and it's really hard to not get tired. And some climbs it's straight up and down, or it's inward a little bit. And so I'm better at that kind of climbing where it doesn't require as much like brute strength as it does technique and thinking and body positioning.
What's the highest level at the medal mark?
It's like a 513B or A. It's upside down pretty much the whole time.
And how many people have mastered that one?
Off the top of my head, maybe 5 or 6.
Have you done it?
No.
Have you attempted to do it?
I know my place. No. No, it's the hard part is it's lead climbing only. So there's climbing where you're just on a rope and the anchor is always above you. And so you're climbing on a rope that's tight versus lead climbing where you're dragging the rope up with you and clipping in as you go. So if you fall a great length. It could be 5, 10, 15 feet. So it's hard to master that level without being really good at lead climbing. Because when you fall, you have to climb back up to where you got, whether that's 10 or 15 feet away, versus top roping, where when you fall, you just swing and then get back to where you were. So it's just incredibly difficult to... There's some people who will climb their whole lives and never climb an 11A. And it's just... Some people have a capacity where they just can't get above that.
Who makes the judgment calls? Like, because you guys switch the walls around all the time, like a few times a year. Who's like, well, this is going to be a 10A. This is what a 10A is. This is this level. Who makes that decision?
So we have 4 route setters on staff, and they all have been climbing a majority of their lives, some of which their entire lives. And they collaborate with the company because they all kind of try to set commercially available so that people can progress well and get excited and love climbing even more. And so they decide within our group of 4 guys and girls, they'll set a problem, they'll climb it, they'll all climb it, they'll all give their input on it, and then they'll adjust. Yeah, so it's more like a, well, this feels too hard for this grade, and they've been climbing long enough to know, this feels too hard to be this grade, or this feels too easy because of this availability of amount of holds, or this angle makes it more difficult. So they kind of all just gather their input and create the it's a big gray area, really, of all the factors that go into climbing. Has to do with the space between the holds, what the holds feel like in your hand, how strong you are gripping them, the angle of the wall, the length of the climb itself. So there's a lot of factors that play into that gray area of what something is as far as difficulty.
Have you ever gotten tired of climbing where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, I've just had it? Because you said you were a little afraid of heights. Do you ever have like a really bad climb and you're like, I'm done with climbing for a while?
Yeah, currently.
Really?
Yeah. I'm in school, and so all I can think about is my homework. And, I'm the face of Touchstone Climbing and Fitness, so it's a lot of customer service as well. And I'm such a personable person that I love people and I love talking, but I get really tired after a long day at work, and sometimes I would rather go home than stick around and climb. And also, just mentally, it can get frustrating if you're so focused on getting past a certain difficulty, or you've been working on the same climb for a week or 2 weeks and you can't get it. It can get really discouraging, and that can be a factor into why some people take breaks. For me, I feel like you said, I'm this goddess of climbing, but it's sometimes it's the expectation of what people have of me that I'm super strong, and so I feel embarrassed when I don't complete something that's hard.
That, yeah.
So really in the moment, if I fall, I'm like, oh man, I look so weak. But at the same time, it's like everybody falls, and everybody gets tired, and everybody sometimes can't finish a problem. And that's the beauty of climbing, is no matter how strong you are, no matter how weak you are, everybody's gonna experience failure. And that's in those moments where we, encourage each other and build each other up. That's what keeps everybody interested in climbing. So I think if I had more experiences like that, where I just actually put myself out there and climbed more, that I would be more encouraged to keep climbing. But
have you seen anybody get badly hurt? And I won't just say at the Metal Mark, but anywhere, even just doing the outside climbs.
Thankfully, I've never witnessed an accident where someone has injured themselves, but in the Metal Mark community and in the Touchstone community, there have been people who have died in Yosemite and other parts of the world.
It's mainly outdoor climbing, right?
Outdoor climbing, yes. No one's died at our facility, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
We have had some major injuries, and it was, pilot error, just tying in the wrong way, not using the correct knot, not checking each other. So it wasn't necessarily because of the facility, or some people have died outside because of a rock fall, or weather, or just certain climbs are X-rated, which means if you fall you could die because there's a huge tree beneath you or something like that. But yeah, people have died and really injured themselves, and it's an inherently dangerous sport, and that's why I like having indoor facilities, because you can teach that safety to people. You're not learning from your weird uncle that taught himself how to climb and is just showing you the ropes, and you're not sure. I mean, some people can learn that way, but I like being able to teach people safely how to climb, and that it's not super hard. It's not super intimidating. It's literally for everyone. So
because there's a level for everybody.
Yeah, it's like yoga. Everybody starts at the beginning, and depending on how much work you put in and how many days you climb, it can be really, you can get as good as you want.
What are you going to school for?
I'm trying to get into the nursing program at Fresno City.
That's awesome. That has nothing to do with climbing.
It's actually interesting because the climbing community has such an eclectic group of people. There's a lot of medical professionals.
Wow.
There's a lot of teachers, students, families, which I think is really interesting, that climbing ties all those random people together, and fitness gurus and random people show up at the gym, and it's really cool that it doesn't matter who you are, what background you come from. Climbing can be attractive, and it can be stress relief, or just a fun new hobby to do, because I think people are getting sick of just taking themselves to the gym and hitting the treadmill or lifting weights without guidance of a personal trainer or a really good friend that'll keep you accountable. I think
that's what's great about this. It's a pair sport for the most part.
Yeah, it is. It kind of has to be, unless you're bouldering, but you're inevitably going to talk to someone. So.
And people can go and get private training lessons, correct?
Yeah, so all of the staff members are equipped to do private training lessons, and it's really catered to what you want. So it's really an hour with a staff member, and you can say, I want to learn this move, or I want to learn this technique, or teach me how to be like Alex Honnold. And I can't do that, but it's you can make it whatever you want to be. We do clinics for crack climbing or certain different methods of climbing that people can also sign up for, but it's a cool place to go to.
Do you feel like you're ever constantly learning in a way?
Yeah. There's just so many new climbs that are developed outside, or there's new types of equipment you can use. But most of the time, I'm just keep relearning that there's that joy of someone that comes in the gym and it's their first time there, and they look up at the wall and they're like, wow. That to me keeps me excited about climbing, because there's always going to be someone that's experiencing it for the first time, and I get to see that, and I love just being there to witness more people get excited, because when I get really bored of it or I get frustrated, those kind of interactions like get me excited again.
Did you do the El Capitan challenge in a day, the one that you guys had?
Last year, yeah.
You did it in a day?
Last year, it was February 28th, and I woke up and I was like, oh no, I haven't done any yet. And so I did it all in that day.
Oh, wow. Oh, my. When do we get our shirts, by the way?
Oh, they're here.
They're here. I was going to ask, hey, bring me one.
We were short a couple shirts, so we're waiting on more, and then we'll queue yours up.
I need my El Cap challenge, you know. But I didn't do it like you guys did it.
I don't recommend doing it in a day. I do not recommend doing it in a day.
You would change, but you never did, baby. You were never there, darling. I was there at the call of my name. You were never
Welcome back to Everything Sparkle. With us, we have Yasmina Johnson.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, Yasmina. So you have a book.
I do have a book.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Just say the accountability.
Just say yeah. Let me tell you
Journal.
what Just Say Yeah is all about. Just say yeah means saying yeah to who God created you to be. Your authentic you.
Right.
And only God knows who that person is. So that's what Just Say Yeah is all about. Living life on purpose and having fun while you do it.
And what's the accountability journal part? Should
Okay,
we,
now
should we
listen.
write one on the side?
Listen, it's a 40-day journey,
Oh,
and
wow.
we all need accountability. So
Yes.
joining the Just Say Yeah community gives you just that. It gives you encouragement. It gives you your scripture each day. It gives you practical application for
Nice.
the scripture, and it also gives you food for thought. It gives you, that's the subject matter for whatever that scripture was about, and it gives you a healthy tip, and it's broken down into 40 days. So that's what this is all about. And it's all surrounding our health and wellness. It is God's will that we live healthy and we be healthy in all part of our being, our spirit, our soul, our body, because we are tripart beings. So that's what this is about. It just kind of touches every part of it.
How did you get into all of this in the health fitness world? You also have a boot camp as well, right?
I do. Myself, I'm Thunder and Lightning, my business partner, that's Shawana. And her and I, we do boot camps, and we're about motivation and movement. Because again,
Right.
it is God's will that we move. It's in Him that we live, we move, we have our being. So we do that, and we, on Saturday mornings, we meet in person, 8 a.m. We have different locations. Right now, for example, this Saturday, 8 a.m., we'll be meeting at the Orchards Apartments, and we will motivate you and make sure you get some movement in. It's just about moving forward in life and whatever it is that you do. I enjoyed hearing the story with the rock climber because I feel the same way. It's about finding out what your niche is.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like to do? Do you like to ride your bike? Do you like to horseback ride? I personally love lifting heavy weights. I'm a power lifter at heart. So that's what I like to do. But it's about finding out what you enjoy and just moving.
So how'd you get into all this? How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing this quite some time. I'm 50.
Oh, you look great. See, that's already motivation for me right then.
I have been doing this since high school, actually. Because
Really?
I ran track. I played basketball. I was horrible at basketball, but I played it. I ran cross country, actually. And then I started lifting weights. And then I got married, had kids, gained over 100 pounds when I got pregnant.
Wow.
Decided I needed to lose weight because that was just too much, and really liked female bodybuilders. I just loved muscularity. I never thought I would get into it in the way that I am, but it's something that I just was attracted to. I just love muscle. And then little by little, I just kept doing it. Just kept lifting, kept getting stronger. And the stronger I got, the more exciting it got. I just love it.
Oh, how exciting. I love this.
Yeah, that's when I was a bodybuilder. That's when I competed in bodybuilding. It was cool. I've done it all. Anything physical, I love it.
Okay, so where did I come in with all this spirituality? I know you're very active in your church.
Absolutely.
And how did you combine all of this together?
Well, I didn't actually. God showed me. When I was lifting years ago, I wasn't involved in the church community at the time, and I really didn't understand God or didn't really know which direction or what I should do. I just always said, well, God knows my heart, but I didn't really know which way to go. So about 15 and a half years ago is when that's when I got saved. And I started finding out who God was to me and finding out that he is that I am, which means he is anything I need him to be, and if I'm made in his image and his likeness, then I can be whatever I want to be. So I realized that everything is empowered through Christ. So I've just started looking for scriptures that went with everything that I'm doing. And I realized, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prospers. That's what the word says. So if that is God's will, if I'm moving in that direction, he's going to empower it. So that's what I do.
That's great. So explain this book. We're accountable for our bodies. Is it
Yes.
just what we eat, how we work out, how often we do, all those things we're supposed to journal?
And it's about what we put in our mind, because we know that we
Right.
go in the direction of our sight. So much of the book is dealing with your thought process. So, for example, I'll just read a little excerpt. So, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. That's in Galatians 6:9. Well, with that scripture, we know that that's God's will. So here I say, when we carry excess body weight, it brings with it unhealthy conditions. And with these conditions, it brings a risk of back pain, knee pain, low self-esteem, depression, cancer, and it goes on. So then I'm going to kind of, just for sake of time, when you shed those unwanted pounds, increase your self-esteem and increase your strength, it brings with it a healthy condition. Then you can be confident that you are near your due season. If you stop, you will not reap and you will never reach your mark. Simply start and keep going. Do not stop. That is well doing. So I incorporate the scripture and bring what God's will is with health. I'm big on, because God's big on, speech. What we say matters. The power of life and death is in your tongue. So I really focus on encouraging people to speak life, to say positive things, to bring what you want in life, to bring it forth by what you say. So I'm big on that because it works.
So positive affirmations.
Positive affirmations. Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. Where can we buy this book?
You can go on Amazon. So we have, I have this book here. You can get it from me. And I have my here that you can contact me, or you can go on Bitly. So it's www.bit.ly/justsayyeah. And not hashtag, I'm sorry, /justsayyeah. And that's where you can get this book.
Do you have other books?
I have it. I don't yet. I have another one that's about to come
the
out.
one that's going to come out.
I
You
have
have to come back to
another-
that. What's
do.
that about?
That one actually is it's the Power Pack Recharge book. And that one actually, this one's for men and women, but that one is really specified for women only. And it's really it's 40 days again. It's narrowed down to 40 days, but dealing with what we women, you as a businesswoman, I love men too. But we have special things that we deal with, special fears, special things that are kin to a woman. So that's what that book is about. It's geared just encouraging women on their journey. So I'm excited. I have a tell-all book coming out. I started that one. Look for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
An
That's gonna be interesting.
autobiography.
Yeah, that's going to be, interesting.
With all the juicy details.
It's very interesting. Oh, yeah. Been there, done that. Yeah. It's going to be good.
That's amazing. So your boot camp's right now on Saturdays. Do you have
Yes.
other days?
Well, I actually do what I do during the Monday through Friday. I do personal training one-on-ones.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I do one-on-ones.
Where at?
I either at the gym or they come to me.
What gym?
And GB3, or they come to me. I have actually some clients I go to their home, and it just depends because it's one-on-one. It depends on what that person needs, and we make it work. And the Saturdays is Thunder and Lightning and myself. 8 a.m. we get it done.
So which GB3?
Milburn and Herndon.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm way out that way. So, but I can travel.
Well, I'm definitely going to refer people in that area of town over to
Yes,
because I did the
absolutely.
Clovis boot camp, so we're on the other side. Or
Okay,
whatever.
yes, we were
That's
polar
at 5
opposites.
a.m., so everybody
Yes.
wants your time. I got stuck with the 5 a.m. crowd.
Well,
I'd
you
rather
know,
have it.
it's funny because I have a one of my first clients at 5:30 a.m. So, but that's one of my one-on-one clients. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They have to be really special, right?
They
for
really
you to-
do.
For you to.
Oh yes, because I do
Yeah.
mine at 4:30 and then hers is right after. So
Oh my boot campers are very special for me to commit to my 2
Yes.
days at 5.
there you go. There you go.
Oh my! So and you said you can get that in person. Do you speak
Absolutely.
at your church like out regularly? Because I know that
Actually,
you're doing a lot.
I do a lot of event. I do. Matter of fact, I just finished my annual Love Me, Love Life, Live Healthy event. I do that every year, and we it's an event that's just catered to all aspects of being healthy. We even have a nice healthy fit lunch, and it's an interactive event because I'm kind of
Okay.
hyper. Even now I can't even keep still. That's just me. Honestly, I want to stand, but that is I do. So I like encouraging groups of people to just get moving and to believe in themselves and know that they can do all that God has put in them to do. That's just my.
So when's the event?
Actually, I just had it.
Okay, so when's the next?
The next one, actually, stay tuned. We're going to be doing a Power Pack retreat. And we're going to be doing that closer to the end of the year. We were going to do it in June, but Lightning and I decided to go ahead and push it to the end of the year. So in October will be the next, and that'll be literally a workout weekend. And spending time with Thunder and Lightning, and where we teach you from sunup to sundown a healthy lifestyle. So
That sounds like I'd be sore.
you'd love it, though. You'd love it because you're.
Oh, I
you know,
would love
you'd
it.
love it. Yeah.
Are there any exercises you want to show us today?
You know what? I could. Yeah. You know what? I have. We could do something really quick. Let's see. I have some dumbbells with me.
Okay.
Does that work?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you brought them, so that's why I
Okay,
saw that.
let me
I was
grab
like,
them.
oh hey, what are we doing with them?
Okay. Whoa. Okay. So I'm gonna move over here. I don't even know where to stand. Right here behind this chair.
I think so.
Okay. Hold on. I'll pick them up. So something real simple for you. For those. I mean, you don't have to have a lot. You can have 2 cans of soup if that's all you have. You can have dumbbells, 2 cans of soup, resistance bands, it's whatever you need. You go ahead and I brought these today. Something really quick. You can easily do arm curls. So if you want some nice curl, of course I love arms. So
Right.
curls, dumbbell curls. You make sure your shoulder to your elbow is by your side and you squeeze up. Squeeze that bicep. And we know, ladies, we want to have nice arms, especially if we're going to be on the beach, just like Sparkle's arms, beautiful arms. Now, if we want to do triceps, now this is the area that women have issues with quite often.
Oh, and we wave, everything waves with
we
us.
wave. Yeah. So you're going to use that same dumbbell or can of soup, whatever you have. Put shoulder to elbow, again, is stationary, and you're going to kick it back. In, back. Breathe in. Squeeze in and out. So that's bis, that's tris. Another thing you could do with the same dumbbells or whatever you happen to have in your hand, that's even, of course, to your side. And you're going to breathe in before you start, and then out as you press up for your shoulders. So now you can take those same dumbbells, bring them to your side, and you can shrug. Now we're incorporating our arms, our bis, our tris, our shoulders, our back. You can take a chair, lean on the chair, do dumbbell rows here, and this is for your back as well. Make sure your back is arched, your chest is up, breathing and squeeze. That's another thing you can do for your back. And you can do some good old-fashioned squats. Take the dumbbells by the side and just shoulder width apart or whatever works for you, and down and up. My big butt just hit the back, but hey, that's okay. And up. Make sure when you come up, you squeeze. You incorporate a little bit of that every day. Everybody should move.
How many sets do you do when you do like this? And would you recommend for people watching?
I normally do 4 sets of whatever I do. And I keep my rep range anywhere from 10 to 12, of course. I keep my rep range around 10.
Okay.
So if you're someone who's trying to build muscle, your rep range probably will not go over 10. You'll be more between 6 and 8.
Right.
I do 10 just because it's habit. If you're someone who's, a lot of people will say, I want to lift, I don't want to get a big muscle.
Oh, that's, yeah, every female I ever get, they think I'm going to turn them into like...
Ladies, it's something that's done on purpose. You have to purposefully lift a certain way in order to get... I wish it was that easy. No, I don't. But it's not. Weights are your friends. You want resistance training. Besides, and Sparkle can tell you, the more lean muscle mass you have, the more the faster your metabolism moves. I happen to like lifting heavy. I like big legs. I like big thighs. I like big arms. But you lift according to what works for you. You train according to what works for you. Just get moving and just say yeah.
So, Yasmina, when are we going to see you at the Metal Mark climbing?
You know what? Oh my God. I need to try it. I'm just thinking I'm like way heavy for it, but I think I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get the information. I'm saying this because this means I have to do it. Lightning, you hear me? We're gonna try this rock climbing.
I'll belay you. I'll go with you.
All right, that'll work.
I'll be
All right, that'll work.
Thank you so much, Yasmina, for
so
coming in.
much.
Everyone
appreciate
needs to get your book.
Yes.
And do you have a website as well?
I do. www.justsayya.com.
And that's where
JUSTSAYYA.com.
you update it with like all the information when you're
Well,
going to do the retreat and everything and all
I
that?
will. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, because
I
we're
need
going to
that.
stay tuned for that. I mean,
Okay.
I'm on your
No,
social
thank
media,
you.
but if they want to do that, I want to see
Absolutely. And you'll want to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Somewhere all over the place, standing there preaching you change, but you never did, baby. You were never. Got you now, after shaking the thing for a sound. Do we see what the clock makes you do? But I won't let this happen to you. Traveling at God's speed over the hills and trails. I had refused my call, pushing my lazy sails into the blue flame. I wanna crash here right now. The hourglass spills its sand, if only to punish you for listening too long to one song. Listening too long to one song. Singing Spanish techno.
Welcome back. What the video you just saw was an introduction to all the movies that have competed at the Germ Film Festival in the past. And with us, we have Vince Cosentino to tell us about the Germ.
Yes, thanks for having me. I
Hi,
appreciate it.
Vince.
Go ahead.
That's amazing. Tell us about the Germ.
Well, first of all, I want to let everybody know that everybody at Windsong, we're having a watching party right now. So I'd like to say hello, hello, Joe and Fee. Just want to let them know. And Yasmina, we have a library in our office, and we would like to know if we could get a signed copy of your book to add to our library.
That would be amazing.
Fantastic. All right.
Yay!
So I am here to talk about the Germ. Germ is coming up next Wednesday, which is June 12th. Doors are going to open about 6 o'clock, and everything gets started around 7. We start screening locally made films. So we've been doing it since the year of our Lord 2012, our Lord being John Cusack and the Mayans. 2012, they started doing the Germ. Byron Watkins and Anthony Taylor had this idea of how do we get local filmmakers to start making films and have a way to show them. So they put this together, and since then we're starting our 20th. So our 20th Germ will be next Wednesday.
Oh, exciting. So it's basically twice a year.
Pretty much. We had a little lull there when we were moving, but we are back in full swing at our new office downtown at 351 O Street. And so we've been back there, and I think this is our third at that location, and it's growing and growing and growing. So we have a no-host bar, so if you like to booze it up, you can come out and have some alcohol. We have popcorn. We have candy. And if you like money, we have $250 to the film that wins the audience award. So
Wow.
People that show up to the event get to watch all of the wonderful locally made films and then vote. And somebody walks away with a little green in their pocket.
Oh, wow. Nice. So what are the qualifications that one has to do in order to compete?
For this one, basically the bare minimum is it has to be 5 minutes long, no longer than 5 minutes. And for this one, it's a little bit special since it's our 20th. We're giving people the opportunity to look at our past 9 limiters. So for each one, we usually give you a limitation as to, you shoot this one on your phone, and this one has to have non-diegetic sound, or this one has to have 2 locations and 3 actors. So you can find the information at thegerm.org. It'll give you all the specifications for the past 9, and as long as you meet that criteria, you get your entries in by this next Monday. So I believe that's Monday, June 10th by 11:59 p.m. It goes into the rotation for the films that are going to screen on Wednesday night, and just come out and have a good time.
How many films are allowed within that?
As many as we can get. I believe over the past 7 years, we have had about 200 films that have been submitted to the film festival.
Well, like, how many are you going to play at one screening?
Well, we start at 7, so if we get, I don't know, however many we can
That's
get.
what I'm saying,
So
sometimes you
at
run out
five
of time.
at 5 minutes apiece, if we get 12, we'll be there for at least an hour.
Okay.
We run them all back to back, so it's just a fun time, and it's coming at a good time, where the following day is the Fresno Filmmakers Alliance Mixer. So local filmmakers and actors can show up to our event on Wednesday, do a little networking there, then go the next day to the Filmmakers Alliance Mixer and do some more networking there. We have a pretty solid film community here in Fresno. We've got the support from our friends over at CMAC. Creative Fresno is a big part of what we do. And of course, Windsong Productions.
So tell us a little bit about Windsong Productions.
So we are a full-service video production business. We do it all. We do commercial, corporate, music video, full-length feature, short films.
How long has Windsong been around?
7 years? I don't know.
Almost
I'm
as
sorry.
long as the
All right.
Germ?
My Windsong peeps are going to be angry with me with that. I've been with them for about 1.5 years, 2 years, but I've worked alongside them for probably the past 4.
So people call you guys when they want something done. What do you guys produce on your own? Like, hey, let's make a movie and do this as well?
Yes. So we do have stuff that we create in-house, but we also work with ad agencies. We did actually just win a Gold Telly for a spot that we did with JSA. So kudos to our team for walking away with some hardware.
Nice. So what movies have you put out there that we would know about, that anybody would know about?
Let's see. You're hitting me with stuff. I know that we did. We have producer Josh Krause, who has number 1 with a bullet, and you can check our website at windsongpro.com for more information.
As far as the germ goes, where do you want to see that go in the future? Doing it twice a year. Where do you want to see the movies that win? Would you like to see them go?
I think the idea is just to get people off their couches and get those creative juices flowing and start producing. This just gives them an opportunity and a reason, gives them a deadline. Because that's one of those things. I could have a million ideas and say, okay, I'll do this, but I'll start on it tomorrow. But if I have a deadline to meet, whereas Monday, June 10th by 11:59, if I don't have it turned in by then, nobody's going to get to see it. So this gives us a box. So it gives you something to start with, something to play with, and a deadline, which is very important. And it's good for young filmmakers and accomplished filmmakers to just kind of flex their muscles.
Is variety important for you? Do you want to have comedy, horror, drama, or is it like, because if someone comes in, it's just all one, isn't it not? Do you want to have the variety? Did you look for that, or it's not a big deal?
It's up to the artist. Do what you want to do. It's your passion.
But what I'm saying, when you're choosing the films to be in the festival, is it important to you to have that variety or not necessarily?
You send it in.
Based on submissions?
As long as it meets the criteria, we are happy to include you.
So if you could put 12 comedies in that. If that's what you get, that's what you put out?
If that's what you get, that's what you put in. And you have a good time. We had one a couple of years ago that the theme was food. And things got real dark real fast.
Really?
So, yes. And it wasn't planned.
I
It was
wanna
just
see
like
that.
this.
That's
It's just
exciting.
like, your theme is food, and you have to have this and this, and then more than half of the submissions got real dark.
Oh my! What can we expect this year? Do you know if there's comedy, horror, suspense, or a little bit?
I have not seen any of the submissions myself yet, so it's kind of a free-for-all at this point, since you can choose from the past 9 germs. It gives you a lot of leverage, or a lot of room to work with. And so the last one was Wes Anderson themed. So if you're a fan of Wes Anderson,
This is very scary.
No. So, I mean, those are the things. So, if you go to thegerm.org, you can get all the details on that. And
So when you start watching all the submissions for this year, for the one on Wednesday,
well, as we get them, because the deadline is Monday, but
you haven't
they
gotten
trickle
them.
in.
Yeah,
We
they
have
trickle.
gotten some submissions already. So those of you that have submitted, just know that they have made their way, and we've taken note. If you're worried about that, double check with us. Make sure that it's going to be screened next Wednesday.
and every different germ, that's the prize is $250, or varies. The prizes vary.
We just started doing that, so
Oh,
that's
wow.
something new that we're trying out, and it was very successful. The last germ that we had a really great turnout, and people had a lot of fun. It's a free event. You can go to it. You can reserve your free tickets on the Eventbrite site, but you can just show up and have a great time. And that's the benefit, is you don't have to pay to get in. It's just come and have a good time. And
Right. What has the locations always varied, or it's always been? the same
it's
place?
varied over the years, but we are in our office now, and so the last several have been there, and that's the home until we somehow grow out of it. We have a big, beautiful warehouse downtown, so if at the very least you can come down there and check out our workspace.
Oh wow! We're gonna see your office and everything. We're
Yeah.
gonna take us a tour.
We've got wonderful stuff going on in there. It's pretty amazing.
What else can we expect from Windsong in the future and in the near future that's coming out?
Just more high quality commercial work, and we've got a couple docs in the making, and yeah, it's just, and we're part of the community, so we're very supportive of our local artists. So it's nice to make that connection. So again, if you're an actor or somebody that works behind the camera, it's not going to hurt for you to show up to this event and meet some of the people that might find you some work.
So you do a lot of stuff locally. What about with Los Angeles and out there? Do a lot of people contract you from there when they want to do something locally, or is it only ranged to here? What do you guys do?
We are all
beyond?
over the place. We are based in Fresno, but we work all over the state, all over the country.
all over the country.
All over the country.
And song works all over the country.
Yeah.
So is there any Super Bowl commercials that in the future?
None that I know of. I wouldn't put it past that we might put something together, but we do high quality work. It's like Billy Madison or The Water Boy. We got some high quality H2O.
You are funny, Vince. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for coming on my show. And I want to bring back all of our guests. When are you going to go rock climbing? I heard you talk about metal market. I was eavesdropping.
It's not fair because they're very active, and so. But you didn't ask me about like what sports I did in high school, anything like that. But
well, being that you end up doing movies, I'm going to assume that
I wrestled and played baseball.
Well, I would have told you to bring some wrestling pictures. That would have been nice. But so, are you ever to rock climb? Well, I heard the conversation. Have you thought about it?
You're tall. You have an advantage.
You have the
I don't. Why not? I did.
Say yeah, then.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll do it.
I love it.
Just say yeah.
I've done dog yoga. That's fun.
What's that? Oh, with
Where
your
you
dog?
do yoga with dogs.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have got to come back out. Come on and bring your book, Yasmina. You got to bring the book. We're going to autograph it for.
Yes, we are. Hello. I'll do this. Should I do this? How about this?
Oh yeah, this looks great.
Does it look great? Hi.
Okay, so are you guys offering any deals at the metal market for anybody that watches this episode? What can
Sure.
you offer
Anyone
everybody?
who watches this episode that wants to come in, they can get $50 off their initiation fee if they want to sign up.
Oh wow!
Ooh, I like
so
that.
You've heard that here. And what is the initiation fee?
It's usually $100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what about you? What do you charge for
know
boot
what?
camps? And,
Yes, but guess what? It's a month of boot camp. Just say you saw this. Say one thing. You don't even have to say one thing I said. Just say you saw. Sparkle. Everything's sparkle. And make it a month of boot camp.
for free?
For free.
Oh wow!
Lightning, you hear that? Okay.
Okay, man. So everybody that's watching, gonna put them in movies and commercials. Is that the
Mm-hmm.
deal?
I'm
Well,
going to come to you.
We're offering the Germ for free. No host bar. Free popcorn candy. Lots of
Free
fun.
popcorn.
Wu-Tang.
And so we, the more friends that we get to vote for our movies, the more that
Yeah.
it's
bring
just
your-
it's all based on majority vote.
Yeah, so I saw something. Do you have a film that you are submitting to the Germ? So we didn't talk about
yes,
that.
I did. I produced a movie called It Calls. Anthony Baceno directed it and wrote it. But I think I put the idea inside because we were talking about something, and all of a sudden I said, it sounds kind of like what we were talking about the other night. And so we shot at my grammar school. And, well, hopefully, you guys like it and vote for us. You got to bring all your friends to come see it. So it's Wednesday night on the 12th.
Okay.
Don't tell me you have school.
Not yet.
Because it's
I start school
I'm
soon.
gonna come.
you're coming. I'll bring
Let me
the whole
ask,
book
is
in.
there an age limit for this?
No.
Okay,
You
the
can-
reason
we-
I'm asking
Because it
is
got
because
dark.
I have it. It got dark, and it scared me when you talked about it getting
Food?
dark.
Oh, with the
getting
food,
dark,
yeah.
So, but I have a 15-year-old
Mhm.
who is my creative. She's my artist. She is my film person. She is my. So she would love this event.
Yeah, my son he just turned 14, so he'll
absolutely.
be there. He's
Okay.
been in my films even though they've gone dark.
Okay.
He's been in my projects since he was 2. So,
Oh, I love it. Okay.
but yeah, it's open to all ages. Everybody should come. It's fun.
This is my first time producing, so
Okay, this will work.
I hope it came out well. But yeah, so if you guys want to see me attempt producing, this would be the time to go to that. Bring your friends. So we can bring people can bring their children. I don't have.
Yeah, definitely. Bring the family. I mean, we
Aww.
try to make sure that people aren't sending anything that's too obscene.
But you can't
I
bring
think
like young children.
I think that my film is the only film that has actually been edited for screening.
What's your film about?
Well, not this one. Way back. Way back.
So does Winsong enter in for the Germ as well?
No, but employees have a tendency to enter every now and then.
But it's your guys' own competition, isn't that?
Well, I don't know
Kind
if
of not fair.
we aren't part of the money winning part of it.
Oh, okay.
We just
you
do it
guys
because
show
we
it.
love to make films.
Nice.
So.
I'm sorry. We're gonna do a film about rock climbing, though. I think that should be your next adventure. Like, right?
Well, we've got Alex Honnold.
He looks
and,
nervous.
And we get edit. Is it going to be a
Female
horror?
athlete. We need a film about female athletes, like
we do
wrestlers and.
Okay,
and,
Vince,
I used to
you're
wrestle
on-
too. We need to wrestle in a
There
film.
we go. All right.
I used
Vince,
to wrestle.
what do you
Glow
do?
2.
Glow too.
Do you direct or
I'm a filmmaker, so I
All of it.
I do it all, whatever.
Write,
needs
direct,
to be done.
and-
Yep.
okay? So you're gonna do a
And
rock climbing.
act if I have to. I don't like that.
You don't like acting?
No.
That's what you're a real
No,
filmmaker.
I'm like this. This is. I'm on the wrong side of the camera.
You have the perfect hair for acting. Though. That's why you have to act. It's like,
Oh, thank you.
does he have the perfect hair for acting?
He does.
Okay.
It
Now
works.
we're.
Like it works.
Perfectly coiffed.
It's not even.
Oh my God, Winslow, they're gonna be like, "What are you guys talking about?" But they sent you over here because what kind of staff do you guys have over there?
We have about a dozen people in house.
And they sent you, and you all pulled a stick, and like there was like Vince. He got the.
There it is. They're just send Vince.
Do you have any advice for filmmakers?
Just do it. It's kind of Nike, but
Just say yeah.
Just say yeah.
Just say yeah.
So yeah.
Just say
Thank you guys for tuning into Everything Sparkle.